Divine greetings, entities, energies, the lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers, and the sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few, few, few. And it is even more few, or I should say less few, depending on how you look at it. The 369ers, all the life path nines, the gods and goddesses. This is a beautiful time, and I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth, from the celestials to the earth, in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than dimension number 5. And that, like how, I don't know if y'all could hear that song in the background, but that's what I'm moving to. It's that Jerusalem, Jerusalem, na, 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 na. I don't know the words, but some of y'all may know the song. Jerusalem. And it sounds very celebratory. At first I thought this was quite a distraction. But then in 5D, it's like it just took me out of the distraction of it and just heard the song. And I was like, listen to the song. It's celebrating everything that I'm here to talk to you about, which is what? The veils are thin. This is for the ascension time movers, shifters, those of us who have ascended through the halls of Amenti, the 8-8 Lion's Gate, which was the pivotal point yesterday, coming out of the chambers. That's what I wanted to call it. Like, we coming out the chambers like that, like a celebration. I'm in my crystalline body. I don't even know what this is, so it just feels like the thing to do right now. We are in our crystalline bodies. The veils are thin, and we are seeing our multi-dimensional selves. This is that time. And I could feel it today. Can y'all feel that? Can you feel what the earth is churning? Can you feel the cosmos of time coming in to the dimensions of our mind? And that's why we're seeing the expansion of ourselves. This Sirius light gateway, these Blu-ray light codes that we were getting is serious, right? And so, Ashe, catch yourself. Why I want to speak about these veils? I'm going to explain it. But as usual, let me say, as usual, I bring you the news to infuse if you so choose to infuse with this light. And for those of us who have infused, we got our infusion. And for those who don't, you refuse. By doing nothing, you refuse, because to do nothing is still doing something. It's not applying yourself to the infusion, which means you refuse. Anywho, and for those who refuse, get fried on the grid. And it's a whole lot of frying going on. And with this, a lot of the frying, it's not all that bad. Some of us who even have ascended or have gone through this ascension, and you can feel it, it may feel like you're frying, especially if you're crying. All right, so with that said, the veils that have dropped, because the veils have dropped that much with how we have worked this serious light codes and having this deep release in the soul, and I mean deep, multidimensional, cosmic, karmic trauma release. We have released in a way where you are releasing in these after days. We are in the 3rd stage of the Halls of Amenti, aka Lion's Gate, which is from the 26th of July to the 12th of August. We've just entered into that. From the 8th through the 12th pretty much is the final stage where you acclimate to these frequencies. You're coming out of the chambers and you're feeling, and this one is very potent, so people are really feeling it, and there's a collective releasing that you're feeling. It was so much so to the point that it was pouring down today as I was going through the motions of everything, and it was like back to back. It was so much downloads, everything coming back to back. I didn't even write anything. I didn't sit down and write anything, because it was just constantly back to back. Here's this, here's that. Things that were tying, situations that were being tied and fused or tied together so that you can recognize it and you have a different, outlook, because the veils have dropped. And with the veils dropping, it's like you have this expansive view, and you can see your multidimensional self. And so you're seeing, what do I mean by that? You're seeing down the pipeline of your soul. You're seeing a trauma that you have been holding, particularly from a past life, and you may not have known why. You're seeing a trauma that you were holding from childhood, and you may even be seeing something connect from childhood to recent times. You may even see something connecting from a past life into this now time. The past life that affected even the childhood trauma that is affecting up until now, maybe recent situations. So you're seeing, when I say this release, and those of you who know it, you know, there's this sense of a huge release that is happening. And it was just coming down from the skies were pouring it down as I realized it, as I realized what was happening. And it just confirmed it when I saw the skies open up and the rain just poured. And it was like, yes, it felt very celebratory, like that song I was listening to in the beginning. And it felt like you coming out of the chamber, out of the halls of Amenti, and you just, doing that happy dance. Like, it feels so good to have this type of freedom, or this type of insight into your soul that allows you to feel that freedom and truly step into your soul sovereignty. It is truly gaining your cosmic citizenship by these light codes, by the Sirius light codes. And it's feeling the light codes hit us directly, if that makes sense, from Sirius through us. Like, this has everything to do with our connection to Sirius. That's why it's so important and potent at this time during the Leo season. That's why it's the Leo or the Lion's Gate, because it's the gate of the house of Leo. Really, these houses are also, well, I shouldn't say really, but these houses are also called gates. If you look in Revelations, when it says the New Jerusalem, wow, look at that. And that's the song that was singing. That's the song in the beginning that I was hearing. Jerusalem, Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem is being built. We are seeing the New Jerusalem. And in Revelations is where it says, to see the New Jerusalem, you have to go up high and you have to look through the 12 gates. The 12 gates are those 12 houses. So Leo's gate, the Lion's gate, is the gate of Leo. So when you look through that gate, this is where Sirius is aligned with the sun, and it's with its angles of light. Let me put it that way, because there are certain angles of light that Sirius is coming into. It's like a bend, or either we're moving or it's moving, but there's this bend that happens because during the initial stages of the Sirius gateway, there's a straight line from Sirius, the sun, and Earth, and there's this straight line. This is the alignment that begins the Sirius gateway, all the way to when it starts to bend. As it moves, it's coming out. This is Sirius coming out of that alignment with the sun and the earth, and it's coming probably more in like a 45-degree angle. Don't quote me on it, I'm not being exact, but it's turning a little bit, right? So when it does that, now picture it now coming out of that straight line, coming down a little bit more, and it's sending code still through at this point when it reaches the 8-8 gate, the 8 gate, the Lion's Gate, the Leo gate. It is angled in a way where it's sending light codes. It's aligned with Orion and the pyramids. This is why the pyramids are, not all of them, but where it is aligned with those particular pyramids. This is that chamber, right? I wouldn't be surprised if the halls of Amenti, one of the halls of Amenti, is directly under that particular chamber. And it is harnessing this light to come through that alignment of Sirius through Orion, through the Orion star, to our Earth, to our sun, right? There's codes going still through the sun, and the sun is being very activated right now, as you can see, firing off those light codes, those solar flares, which are those expanded light codes off of our server, and coming, sending those solar winds to the earth. Remember, there's wisdom in the wind. So those solar winds are carrying those encoded light codes from Ra, the sun, into our earth. So from this straight line where it's being magnified through the sun into the earth, kind of like holding a magnifying glass, till when it bends and it creates a different angle of light. And so if you can picture like a triangle, it's now going this way to the sun, and then it's not directly in the sun alignment anymore, so it can shoot its blue ray light to the earth. Now that the sun is no longer in the way, as it moves, it has, let's say, two angles of light. There's the angle of light going to the sun. I wish I had a drawing thing right now. And it's an angle of light going to the earth. So there's that direct light, and it's going to the sun, and the sun is still sending its code. So it's bending angles of light. Faithfully, I'm making sense. I need to get some type of illustration so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Anyhow, I say that to say all of this. It is very powerful and potent at this particular point because of the cosmos speaking up. It's not just Sirius. There's Saturn. There's all these other planets that you heard me talking about. There is Mercury, which represents Jehudi, the information, the communication, the messenger. So we are getting carried to help us, even the traveler that helps us to travel through time to get the messages that we need in our consciousness and in our mind. So this is a major pull up, as I was saying, and these veils that have dropped have invited us, for those who have allowed it to drop for them, because the veils are like, it's like it dropped. But for you particularly, the ones who are really walking in purpose, the ones who are really seeing the halls of Amenti for what it is, and being able to break the illusions and break the veils of amnesia. For those who are breaking the veils of amnesia, the veils have dropped differently for them. Let me say it that way. And so when the way it has dropped, it's like it dropped, and your multi-dimensional self is like, all of a sudden you can see all of the dimensions of your soul, all of the way that you saw things. You're able to take a overview, out view, zoom out view, thanks to the North Node in Pisces, helping us to remember that's expansive, it's spiritual. So we're able to really see our spiritual debris, right? Our soul's debris. And it is helping us to have a holistic cosmic view of the soul. And why is that important? Because the way that we are seeing things are drastically changing. You're able to go back with this release. For those who are really feeling this, you know what I'm talking about. With this release, you're able to go back at certain specific events, or those events are coming to you, but it looks so different. It looks so different because the veils have dropped about a lot of things, and you no longer see it through that dysfunctional lens, or through that lens of, I'm going to call it dysfunctional, the lens of victimhood, the lens of hurt, the lens of pain, because now it is flipped, and you see that it's that pain is caused by unresolved hurt. That pain is a perception. It's perceived to a certain degree because of that hurt. So now you're able to, with that release and the veils dropping like that, and you see it's like, wait a minute, what was I hurt about? That was truth. We're able to see the truth in every situation, and the truth in a way like we hadn't seen it before. But because of the release, because of the way the veils have dropped, we have this new lease on how we release, on what we are letting go. And the full moon is definitely an impact. Happy full moon, by the way. The moon is definitely an impact. I'm going to do a video about the full moon, but it's like I had to speak on this because it was so full. It just filled my soul today and really had me looking at the expansive view. There's few situations that I was able to look at how I viewed things in my childhood, and I was able to make a parallel connection with something particularly in my childhood that really was true, outside of my feelings, because you feel, and this is something, one of the things that it paralleled was something pretty recent, like about maybe 2 years ago. And I really felt convicted in myself because I knew my intentions, and I'm not where I used to be. I'm not the type of person I was, obviously, years ago. So it's like, I'm working on myself. I don't have time for that petty stuff. So I know that that's not my issue, right? So I had to look at it and say, although that wasn't your intention, this is the truth of the matter, and you were being in your ego. A lot of us are realizing in our reality, we're seeing where our ego is playing its protective role for whatever reason, whether good or bad. That is not, it's like it doesn't matter. It does and it doesn't. But the way we hold on to it, it doesn't matter in that way. We use it as an excuse to justify why we may have done what we done, or why we, even if it wasn't on purpose. It's like we hold on to the fact that that wasn't my intention. And the universe is highlighting to us or saying to us, it doesn't matter that it wasn't your intention. What matters is that this activity was done. This activity was illustrated. Whether you intended it to or not, when you stick to the truth is saying this is what happened. And and the way it hit me, it held me in such an accountability. I wanted to make a phone call. Like, I wanted to look for the person, be like, I gotta call this person, because I held it in my pain body, in my emotional pain body, a certain way ever since this was, let's say, done to me. I wasn't thinking about it every day, and it wasn't in the forefront of my mind, but it was something that was written in my tissues, if you will. It's written in my soul, in my pain body, a certain way that had me perceive it and send back a certain, or be blocked off or guarded from that person. And when I look back at it, I was like, no, they were actually calling out something that was a truth of what was happening. However, that was not my intention. And I just stood on, that wasn't my intention, and she's accusing me. So I'm saying this so that a lot of us can kind of see, you might see where that has been showing up for you, particularly today, the day after the 8/8 and on the full moon. It's such a deep tissue release. That's what I'm sensing, this deep tissue release. So think about, for this third phase that we're in, it's to allow the release to continue, to see where we may have been showing up, to be so open, so just ready to let go, so open in the heart, so heart chakra based. And today is also a heart chakra day, by the full moon. By the 5D calendar, it's a solar plexus day, so it's a heart solar plexus day. And yesterday was a solar plexus heart day. But anywho, it's really having us look within and say, this is what it is. So it's, when I say multidimensional, I'm speaking about a specific experience, but it's also expansive to my multidimensional self. And I'm saying it because the reason why we can see these situations a little bit differently is because of the multidimensional view. Like, you able to see, when you can see your holistic soul for what it is here to do, it really minimizes the finite experience in our human, this lifetime human capacity. It really minimizes it so that we can expand the consciousness beyond the pain body and the distractions within this lifetime. It really breaks us free from the grips of the demiurge. It breaks us free from evil, from being locked into parasitic energy because that's how they keep a grip, through your pain body, through the way you hold things. Even though you may have forgiven and you may have said you let go, it's held somewhere in you in a certain way because of lack of understanding, because you just didn't see it that way. But when you have that expansive view, and your multidimensional self says, look at this. It shows you, it highlights the purpose of why you traverse the way you traversed, if that makes sense. It shows you why you had to have that experience and what is showing you now. And it's like, oh, the lessons are coming together, right? This coming online is not just about psychic gifts and psychic abilities. You're coming online to realize your lessons, the truth in your lessons. You're coming online to see what that lesson is for, which has to do with your karmic imprint. And once you eradicate that, you free another fraction of your soul, because these are fractions of us. But when you have that holistic view, when you see your multidimensional self, you see all the fractions, and you see the fractions as the whole. So release, continue to release. I say this so that you all know that in this time of release, allow yourself these next couple of days. If you've been fasting, don't just jump out of it, because we're still in the window. So continue your fast. You can start to transition out of your fast, have, certain foods, but don't go heavy into the blocker foods, if you know what I mean, and continue to assimilate these new frequencies that you're feeling. Because of your cosmic citizenship, you're able to have a different view of how you exist in time, how you exist in this realm within time, space, reality. So take that time. And one of the things that I want to say, not one of the, but one of the many, is this is how you help yourself to look through it. I remember getting these directions, so I'm going to share it with you, because we're getting an opportunity to look at things differently as well. So look at how you perceive things would be the first step. And this is something I was seeing as I was going through it today. Look at how you perceive things first, and then look at how you see it. Look at, I know perceive and see is the same thing. Look at how you are changing the perspective of what you perceive. And then look at how you now see it with that true perspective, that different perceived perspective. And then when you see it for what it is, then you can know it. And this is help bringing us that knowing is the wisdom. That type of knowing is the wisdom, because you're seeing something different. You perceived a different view, and now you see that view. And now with true wisdom, you can make a true judgment, a good judgment call. That is the freedom, that is the redemption of Sophia that a lot of us are feeling. So we're feeling the essence of wisdom rise as we rise out of these chambers. It's an interplay. It's the collective consciousness. It's all of you, all of us, those of you who are doing it, some at many varying levels, but those who are truly, for those whose veils have truly dropped, you are the ones that are really freeing the space in time and allowing the rise of Sophia, the rise of wisdom to come forth. Henceforth, seeing our multi-dimensional selves. It is an evolution of time within time, time after time. So I'm gonna leave it there. I wanted to share that with you, with look and see how your day has been going, what type of release you're doing. And it's okay. Release, cry. You may be doing a lot of crying. Whatever type of release you have, it's great. Dance, feel free. Dance barefoot in the earth. Connect to the earth. Whatever it is that can soothe your soul, except for bypassing and hiding. Anything that helps you to continue to see and be free. Continue to see and be free. And let it be. And that's the way it should be. Ashe. So with that, enjoy the rest of these days. I also want to say before I go, thank you, Spirit. We're going to do another Ascension chamber for those who missed it. for those who missed it, and those who, even if you were in the group, because we have some people who were in the group and missed it. So if you catch this, I'm letting you know we're going to do another Ascension Chamber tomorrow, which is on the 12th, depending on when you see this. So on the 12th, we're going to do one possibly in midday, maybe in the middle of the day, maybe like, Eastern time, midday-ish, around 2 o'clock maybe. And yeah, because I feel like it's an experience that will help you really get in that chamber, that which is like a chrysalis, coming out of the chrysalis. So with that said, love you all. Check out the calendars. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare, and check out the calendars if you want the calendars, especially if you're having a day out of time and you're recognizing time out of time. And we're going to do a video on that, because even some information came down about that. It was a downpour of downloads. So we're going to talk about that as well. Remember, you can get them at a 5D store near you, a 5D corner near you, and that's at akilatextry@gmail.com. And you can email me for either calendars if you want one-on-ones, if you want a natal chart reading, if you want to know more about this ascension. You can go ahead and email me there, and I will set up an appointment. So enjoy the rest of your assimilation time. You're acclimating to your crystalline light bodies as you come online with your soul's divine and your soul's incline. Ashe. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.